Joe Rock and Roll Show. It's not just rock and roll, it's Holy Joe Rock and Roll. You're listening to the Holy Joe Rock and Roll Show. It's not just rock and roll, it's Holy Joe Rock and Roll. You're listening to the Holy Joe Rock and Roll Show. It's not just rock and roll, it's Holy Joe Rock and Roll. You're listening to the Holy Joe Rock and Roll Show.
Hello everyone, it's Friday night, it's 9:30, Friday, December the 29th. I'm your host, Holy Joe Rock and Roll. We're going to do something a little bit different today. I got this at one of the supermarkets. It's four ZYWIEC beers. Didn't do that in testing. 4 different ZYWIECs, which is a beer company here in Poland. We're going to talk about the beer company, but there's 4 sort of, you might call them craft brews. But there was this set here that I got at the supermarket, and I think I've probably tried all of these at least once in the past, but I want to try them again and kind of compare them now that they're all together. So, without further ado, these are all half-liter bottles. Let's talk about what we got here first. Okay, we got ZYWIEC. This is a APA, or an American Pale Ale. Coloring. Oh, you know what? It's got a green color. So the green screen is making it invisible. This is a green cover. Green colored. Look at that. The green screen is making it transparent. That is hilarious. Didn't expect that. So there's an American Pale Ale that has a green label. This looks like an American Pilsner. Craft brew-ish. This one is a Białe, or I'm not sure what you would call that. Just also, I guess, a Pilsner or light beer. And, of course, the dark one, Porter. There's a Porter here. Now, the box does have some information, which I'll talk about the different characteristics of the beer. You know, in terms of how much alcohol it is, how much what they call extract, and I want to go through all these. They've been outside. It's like 4 degrees centigrade for 45 minutes, so I don't want these to get too cold, but I think we should go from what might be the lightest to the darkest, right? So I don't mess with my taste buds. And what's new for this broadcast is the glass cam. Why doesn't that show my... Oh, there's the beers behind them. Okay, let's put them closer. Hang on before I switch to the glass cam. I think this is going to be pretty cool, pretty unique. Whoa. Microphone check. Oh, there we go. This is the glass cam, which is going to show things from the glass level. So you can, I don't have to hold it up, and you could see the clarity of the different beers, okay? So, back to me. Let's start with, I think the Białe. The Białe probably be the lightest. These are not twist offs. So, Biawi. Probably just gonna have like a fresh, light, fruity-ish color. Oh, switch back to the glass cam. That's what it's looking like. Glass cam, admittedly, is a little bit lower resolution, but I hope you could see that. You know, just a clear. I mean, like a maybe, I don't know if you would call it a lager or a pilsner. It has a light, kind of a light hoppy taste. Yeah. It's saying that the Gorshevska, I think that's looks like hops. It's got a light on the hops. But I thought there was a different name for hops. Oh, I was supposed to switch over. I'm sorry about that. I thought there was a different name for hops. But anyhow, are we back? Yeah. So not very strong nose, but pretty decent taste. I'm gonna add a little bit more in there. Good head on that beer. Pretty decent. I like it. Next, we'll try this American. It's got to be American Pilsner. Przezniszczenia. I'm assuming that's what it is. Welcome to the chat, everybody. Also, you can, if you don't want to chat, you can also use Skype. HolyJoe space rock is the name. So this is what I guess is the American Pilsner. A really big head on that. And oh wow, this has a yeah, much stronger nose. I should have Googled. Michael, what does barva mean?
Barva is color.
Color. Oh, color. Barva. Oh, Farbe. I'm thinking Farbe. That's German. Barva. What's Gorshevska? Is that hops?
Wait, you're talking to me?
Yeah.
What?
Gorzyczka. Gorshevska. Gorshevska? This?
Show me.
Is it the hops?
Wait, can I see?
Yeah, look.
Wait.
Hops is smellich, isn't it?
Smile, I don't know. Wait. Oh shit, I gotta see. I was watching you. Sorry. Okay, which word?
This thing right here. This one.
This was?
Yeah.
Aha, is this thing. Shit, how is it called? This thing what you made beer with.
Okay, so it's hops.
Hops.
It's hops, yeah.
Okay,
Most likely the hops.
Here.
So you can see this is the Biawi. That's the Biawi. This is the American Pilsner, which is a little bit darker. I hope I didn't mess that up. Yeah, the Biawi. That's the Biawi. It's very kind of light, clear beer. The American Pilsner. It's pretty decent. Pretty decent. And it has a little bit more color and a little bit more hops. Now, of course, the American Pale Ale, that's got to have strong hops because it's the pale ale. It's got to be, and also it's darker. It doesn't have to be darker, I don't think. But you can see also a really nice head on that. The American. Let's try to put these in the right order here. This is number 2. This is number 1. Does that fit? Biawi, American, APA, and the porter. Sorry about that bang. So, the American Pale Ale. I've had this a couple of times before. The first time that I had this ZYWIEC version was at the conference center, the ICE International Conference Center here in Krakow. There was an event there. I did a video on it, and it was, wow, it was delicious. So this is definitely good. And the porter, which is going to be darker. Someone's saying I should try Polish craft beer. We're going to get into that. Definitely going to get into that. But this is ZYWIEC's attempt at competing with the craft beer makers. You understand that, right? And we're going to talk about that, really get into the weeds a little bit, and I hope you don't mind. But I think it'll add some depth to this conversation. This is just not a simple beer tasting, because you got a high IQ American Polak here who wants to talk about a little bit more than just, you know, tasting the beer. Any idiot can do that. So we'll talk about ZYWIEC. Oh yeah, wow! It's got that caramel taste. It's really deep. You can see how dark that is. Let's switch back to the cam, the beer, the glass cam. So you can see really clearly the changes in color from the Biały to the American Pilsner to the American Pale Ale to the Porter, which is, I mean, pretty much, I mean, it's practically black. I guess you could call it black. It's probably, yeah, it is. It is definitely a dark cocoa color. But Poland obviously has been known for its fantastic beers. Okay, and I had a German boss once who went to Poland, went to university in Poland in Wrocław during the communist times, and complained that all the beer in Poland now tastes the same because the major beer companies have acquired them. Now, ZYWIEC, for those that don't know it, 65% owned by Heineken. Heineken owns 65% of ZYWIEC. Okay? Now, who owns the rest of ZYWIEC? Harbin, I think the company is called Harbin, owns 35% or 33%, 33 and a little bit more of ZYWIEC. So that is around 33 plus 65, that's 97, almost 98% of ZYWIEC is owned by other companies. So there's really only about a 2% float of the share price. And if you look at, just Google ZYWIEC stock symbol, it trades on the, what's going on here? Stream health. What's going on with this thing, man? I'm dropping a lot of frames. Why is that? So strange. Said I dropped a lot of frames. Dropping a lot of frames. And okay, now we're healthy. Now we're healthy. I don't know what that was about. So around 98% of the company is owned by two other major beer manufacturers. And that's a problem if you want to buy ZYWIEC, if you want to be a participant in owning the company ZYWIEC, which at the moment the share price is around 435 zlotys per share. You can buy it on the Warsaw Exchange, but you can Google the stock symbol for ZYWIEC to find out more about it. Pays a 6.8% dividend at the moment. Oh, excuse me, which is pretty decent. You're going to have to get a Polish trading account in order to buy it. But let's talk about the history real quick. I mean, not a full history of ZYWIEC. Obviously, it's been around for a long time, since like 1881, I guess. Maybe earlier. But what happened, and the reason why I know so much about ZYWIEC is because I am one of those two percenters who owns part of the company. Okay, I obviously own a small fraction of ZYWIEC, the company, but I bought some shares, okay, so that I was continuing to do research on it, and it was paying a 10% dividend when I bought it, and I think it was around, well, whatever, it was 2011, and then right after I bought it, the share price just gets decimated. Because there's such a small float of the shares, the price is really high. Like it's over 400 zlotys per share, 450, 480, 490. I think it even went as high as 500 zlotys per share, which is, I mean, at the time, it's over that, you know, that was probably not quite $200 per share of ZYWIEC, but you can understand why there's such a small float. If you wanted to have a bigger stake, you'd have to buy Heineken or buy Harbin, these other companies which own a larger share of ZYWIEC, along with other brands, other things. Now, what's good about owning a beer company is obviously beer companies, people are going to continue to drink beer. It's not illegal; it's totally legal to drink beer. So and why not? Beer is good. Beer is good, man. Oh, we used to call it liquid bread in college, right? Let me just try to adjust this. Oh, God. Let me try to adjust this light. Come on, man. Come on, just stay. You were good last time. You're really good last... Oh, that's better. That's a little bit better. That's a little bit better. Huh? What do you think? Oh, there we go. That's maybe a lot better, I hope. Man, we're getting... seriously red lights over here that the stream is not so good. I hope it's decent enough. I really hope it's decent enough. So yeah, I was stressed, like, why is the share price of ZYWIEC going down? And I think they cut their dividend, and I think, so what happened was, and it's really apropos that we got this comment about trying Polish craft beers, is that people were getting tired of what ZYWIEC was selling in the past, which was this sort of, I don't want to call it generic, but a generic lager or generic Pilsner type beer. But to compete with these new craft brewers or craft beers that were coming out, obviously ZYWIEC came out with these beers, and these probably are not all of the beers they have. Certainly these are not the standard ZYWIEC with the red label that you can actually buy in the United States. I bought ZYWIEC in the United States, the standard sort of Pilsner, I guess you would call it, like the classic ZYWIEC. You can certainly buy that in the United States right now. Okay, I'm hearing that the stream is excellent in Houston. Yo, bottoms up for Texas, baby. Wow. Something about the dark beer. Oh, by the way, let's talk about the percentage of alcohol. The Biały is 4.9%. It's 4.9% alcohol. And has 11.6% of extract. And you know, it is a light beer. Not light necessarily in calories, but I'm saying light tasting, light impact. Like I definitely wouldn't compare it to a Budweiser. But you know, let's say maybe in that sort of category of Pilsner beer, sort of, you know, lighter, not as in light calories, but I'm saying, you know, a lightly flavored sort of beer. This American Pszeniczny, Michael, Pszeniczny, is that Pilsner? Right there, this word here.
Okay.
It's got to be Pilsner, right? Excuse me for burping.
Pszeniczny, it's what babcia makes. Is this type of wheat.
Okay. That's a wheat beer.
Yes.
That's a wheat beer. I beg your pardon, people. I called it an American Pilsner. That's a wheat beer. And that makes sense. Now that you mention it, it does taste like a wheat beer. So, wow. So, the wheat beer actually might be... I mean, it is darker than the Biawe, the
White one.
the white one. Well, Biawe means white, but darker, a little bit darker color, but not by much. And actually, I'm looking at it from this angle down. It's actually not that bad. Yeah, it's actually not that bad. So now, okay, that makes sense. Thank you so much. Michael is one of our technical hands here, doing some coding over there in the corner. So that's an American wheat beer, Amerykański Pszeniczny. All right. I should have recognized that. American wheat versus the Biały, which is kind of like, I mean, it's obviously it's a Pilsner. This Pilsner's got a nice head on it, and the American Pale. So to compete with these craft brewers, which obviously ZYWIEC is competing globally, just one of the brands that Heineken owns. Show the lady. What's the lady? Somebody says show the lady. You're talking about the brewskis on the glass cam. Oh, here's the glass cam. This is the real deal. It's live. The glass cam. How cool is that, right, guys? How cool is that, ladies? Any ladies out there? So yeah, this one here under my finger, under my thumb, is the Biały. This is the American wheat, which actually, I mean, I guess depends on what you got behind it, is a little bit maybe lighter. Even though it says it should be darker, a little bit darker. So it's kind of neck and neck with this Biały. This is the American Pale Ale, the American Pale APA, American Pale Ale. And of course, this is the Porter, which is definitely darker. So, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, I think that ZYWIEC is doing a good job. Obviously, I'm a shareholder in the company, a very minor shareholder, but I do enjoy those dividends, which are paid. I think they're paid once a year in September. Right now, it's around 6.8%. If you wanted to diversify into, I guess you might call it the sin industry, because that's gambling, that's alcohol, that's tobacco, and maybe pretty soon marijuana companies, which I guess are only legal in the UK. There's a couple of UK listed companies that are researching and producing marijuana-based products. I'm not into them, but when I got here, I wanted to diversify my portfolio and, in a way, kind of go native. And so I looked into, you know, what companies, and obviously some of the bigger brand names I invested in, and I made one huge mistake, and that is to invest in coal. Coal. Yeah. Coal companies. There was a coal super cycle, baby. What company? I'm talking about ZYWIEC. ZYWIEC, I bought ZYWIEC. And Poland does not have medical marijuana. They have vodka. They have vodka. Vodka is the cure-all for everything. Okay? In Poland. So, what was I saying? What was I saying? Yeah, so they're competing with these other companies, and I think this is their, I don't know if they acquired these particular brews or they just home brewed them themselves in terms of creating these different new brands, but certainly they're definitely worth trying if you can get your hands on them. Obviously, the original ZYWIEC. Oh, hang on. This should not have a green screen issue. Let me just switch to the cam one, so you can see. Yeah, see that? Now you see the green. This is the American Pale Ale, and you see the green in all its glory. Maybe not perfectly, but it's a green label. And apparently in 2014 it won some. What did it win? Piwo ważone od 2014. Ważone. Michael, ważone. That means winner?
Ważone?
Ważona. Or did it start?
Wait, ważone?
Ważone. That's when it was born? Like born, like created?
Where?
Ważone.
People ważone od...
Like first created?
People beer weighed.
Aha.
Beer weighed from... It says it like that.
That doesn't make sense. This is from 1881. Piwo ważone od 1881.
Yeah, I think they made... I don't know.
That probably must be when it was created. Since...
This type, I think, maybe.
Okay. Alright, maybe. I don't know. Anyhow. Brewed! Ważone means brewed? Okay, probably it means brewed since. This is my boy says is brewed. So, thank you so much. Got some of the best people on the call, man. Alright, Texas Ranger. Adios, man. We'll see you soon. Yeah, brewed. Okay, so... It's got to be... Odd means since.
Yeah, odd, yeah.
Odd means since. So, yeah, it means it's been brewed since 2014. The APA has been brewed since 2014. The American wheat has been brewed since 2017. The Biały has been brewed since 2014. And the porter has been brewed since 1881. 1881. And I hate how that camera's being affected by the light. That really sucks. Dude, I'm burping over here. That's the beer burp. I'm starting to get the munchies, man. Can you believe that? Yeah, we're getting close to New Year's, right? New Year's Day. And if you happen to be in Poland, you have some choices, man. You got some choices of not just the standard, ZYWIEC, Lech, Tiski, brands, which are pretty common throughout the country, pretty much anywhere you go. There are these craft brewed beers that are available even from the larger beer companies, which you got to try. I recommend that you try. I definitely recommend you try because they're good. They're definitely not bad. I find them to be pretty awesome. Oh, yeah. So let me go through this again real quick. The Biały. Yeah, definitely, light flavoring, right? The wheat beer is in a class of its own. I didn't actually realize that was a wheat beer. And now that I know it's a wheat beer, I taste the wheat. And the who was it? Who made a München Hofbrau? The Munich Hofbrau, I think, is a really major brand for wheat beers, but the problem with that for me is I think it contains a lot of sulfites, and it makes my nose run. This one appears to be more natural. I could be wrong, but I've drank this. I have drank this, right? I've tried this beer several times, and it's not giving me the sulfite reaction. So look, I could be wrong. I'm just saying for me, whereas other wheat beers sort of irritate my sinuses, this particular one brewed in Poland from ZYWIEC, APA it's the wheat beer, has not caused that problem. The wheat beer. And the porter, wow, that's got a kick to it. And okay, let's talk about percentage of alcohol. So both the American wheat and the Biały have 4.9% alcohol. 4.9% alcohol. And 11.5% extract for the American wheat, 11.6% extract for the Biały. Okay? When you get to the APA, it actually has higher alcohol content, and it is sweeter. When you have more alcohol, it's going to be sweeter. It has a 5.4% alcohol. Yeah, and it really has that hoppy flavor. In terms of the hops, it's cranked up. It's four notches. Now, if you really want to get drunk quick, of course, there's malt liquor. Get you drunk quicker. But there's also porter, which is 9.5% alcohol. And it also says that it's cranked up on the hops. And you know what? You don't really, unless you're really looking for the hop flavor, you don't really perceive the hops. I don't really perceive the hops so much as I do the caramelish flavor of the kind of the burnt. It's not really burnt, but you know, the sort of the burnt caramel flavor of the porter beer.
It's 10 o'clock.
It's 10 o'clock here, as you might have heard. Yeah. The porter, you know, I've always been a fan of the porter. It has more flavor. It has a deep caramel, I guess the only way to, like, chocolatey kind of a flavor. And, you know, it's kind of hard to pinpoint it, but there was this Irish bar in the Village in New York City, and they would serve a light and a dark beer, right? And I can't remember, Something Place. I don't know if anybody who's in New York or been there. Something Place was a pretty cool place. And at the time, I mean, this is talking early 2000s, late 1999, 1998, 1999, 2000. You could get a light and a dark for, I think, $5. And they were short glasses. They weren't tall glasses. Probably 300 milliliters each. Was about 8, not quite 8, around 8 ounces. Actually, about this size of a glass. But it had I believe it had a handle on it. Or no, it didn't. It was a sort of a straight glass. And that porter was not as dark as this. Wasn't not as strong as this. But it was really tasty. And the funny thing is, they were actual Irish guys that were running the bar. I mean, they were Irish from Ireland, but they were American. I'm pretty sure they were American. But, you know, had a picture of John F. Kennedy on the wall. It looks like they never cleaned the place. There was dust everywhere. There was sawdust on the floor. That was sort of the character of it. It's going to come to me, the name of the place, probably. But the funny thing is when I was there, I would talk like that. I was trying to talk like Brad Pitt, you know. I'm 100% Irish. I'm telling you right now. And I remember just getting drunk off the black and the white, or the light and the dark, and starting talking like that. And the owners would come over and say, "Where are you from? Are you from Boston?" And I'd be like, "No, I'm from right here." Dude, it was just a corny ass, you know, always after my Lucky Charms type of accent, total fake ass Irish accent. Because I've been to Ireland, I've actually been to Ireland, and I've asked people, like, if I talk like that, would you think I was Irish? And the first thing out of their mouths was, I would say, "Where are you from? New York? Where are you from? Boston? You must be American," you know what I mean? Because obviously they don't talk Irish. The real Irish accent, at least in Dublin, when I was there, is definitely not that sing-songy, but as Brad Pitt used in the movie The Devil's Own, which was actually a very good movie. I recommended you watch it. He's talking like that all the time. You know what I'm saying? You gotta watch Brad Pitt in the movie The Devil's Own. I really recommend it for you. Nobody talked like that. I didn't hear anybody talking like that in Ireland when I was there. But it's funny enough, right? So you find yourself in a Polish bar. You got some choices to make. I think the American Pale Ale is probably showing up a little bit more often. I have not seen the American Wheat there, but you can get a wheat beer, the Biały, or maybe just the generic ZYWIEC. This is a little bit lighter than the normal ZYWIEC. You know, the normal, you know, I guess it's red and blue label. The guy and the girl dancing on the label. which, as I said, it is available globally. It is a global brand, the standard sort of ZYWIEC product. But you now have more choices, is what I'm trying to say. And the competition is steep in this industry. And the getting back to the stock story is the company's stock went down, right? Because of this competition with craft brews, they were really cutting into ZYWIEC's profit margin and also sales. But obviously, I haven't done any recent deep research, but obviously the price of the stock has recovered. The dividend is strong because the company ZYWIEC has corrected course, right? Corrected their course and has come out with new products that are interesting to the customer that they're buying it, and revenue's got to be good. I haven't looked at it. I got to look at it again to check it out to see, you know. It's not a time for me to double down. I mean, if it drops below 400, definitely should probably pick up some shares for sure. But since there's such a small float in the stock, that's one of the reasons why the stock price is so high. And you know, I don't think that, you know, paying a 6.8% dividend just to hold the stock, I don't think Heineken or Harbin, it's not Harbinger, but it's Harbin. Pretty sure it's H-A-R-V-B-I-N or H-A-R-B-I-N, Harbin. You can look at the public records. You can see who owns the company, who owns the shares in the company. And it's Heineken and Harbin. I believe they're both Netherlands companies. Heineken is in Netherlands, which is Amsterdam, which is, yeah, the Netherlands, which is Holland. They're Holland-based companies, at least headquartered in Holland. So that's all I got for this episode. You know, I bought this kit, as I said, just the other day, and will that pop in there? Oh, you can't see it. You can't see it, but oh, this one, I want to show you this. Yeah, I bought this box the other day. You know, it had all 4 of these, and I thought, you know, the Biawi I probably didn't try before, for whatever reason, but certainly the American Ale, the American Pale Ale, the APA, and the Porter I definitely tried before. And actually, the American Wheat I probably did not try. Unless my wife bought one once, and I thought it was an American Pilsner. She might have bought it once and brought it home for us to try. But honestly, I don't remember. But that's okay. Well, I'm burping a lot here. Sorry about that. That's what beer does to you. So for New Year's, you want to have something to celebrate. You got the different beers, which are pretty awesome in Poland. And definitely they don't all taste the same. So as my former German boss was saying, yeah, sure, like the standard ZYWIEC does taste kind of similar to the standard Tiskia, kind of tastes similar to the the Lech, but you can taste the difference, especially on a hot afternoon. If they're served to you chilled in a tall glass, in a half-liter glass, you're going to taste the difference. There definitely is a difference in those beers and those brands, but they are of the same sort of family of beers, sort of a Polish lager or a Polish Pilsner. I don't know what you want to call it. Not a lager, but a Pilsner. Polish Pilsner type style of beer. They are not the same. They don't taste the same. They taste similar, but they're not tasting the same. And they are owned, I believe those brands are owned by different companies. But I need to check that. I mean, maybe, I don't know, did Lech get bought by somebody else? That I don't know. I'd have to check into that. So coming to you live from the Man Cave, live and unscripted, this is Holy Joe Rock and Roll. Thank you for watching. All the best in the new year. Celebrate safely, and as it says on this package here, nigdy nie jeźdźcie po alkoholu. That's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of syllables. Nigdy nie jeźdźcie po alkoholu. In the U.S., we say, don't drink and drive. Don't drink and drive. Here, nigdy nie jeźdź po alkoholu. Don't drive after drinking alcohol or after alcoholu, okay? It's hilarious, right? We just say, don't drink and drive. Nie jeźdź po alkoholu. Actually, oh, they say nigdy nie jeźdź. Never. The funny thing is the double negative, right? But in English, you would say never, don't drive after alcohol, which would mean never don't. So you can, right? It's a double negative. But in Poland, it's not a double negative. It actually means don't, definitely don't. It's double no. It's like double no. Nigdy nie. Never no, right? For my Polish people online. It's hilarious, right? Thanks, man. Love the vid. Thank you for subscribing. This year's been a great year. 2017. Fantastic year. I think I more than doubled my subscriber count. It's all organic. It's just people who really like the in-depth analysis that I try to bring to the table. And this is a little bit more of a fun video. I'm not talking about politics today. Not on this video anyhow. Get back to the glass cam. I like this, the glass cam. I'm definitely saving this shot because I'm sure we'll be able to use it in other videos. You know what I'm saying? But a little bit light. Great year, 2017. 2018 is looking even more fantastic than 2018. Hashtag MAGA. Hashtag MAPA. Or actually MAPAPA. Make Poland great again. Poland is already great. Poland is great. It's been great. It's been great for a long time, longer than I even got here. But it's definitely great here now, and America is getting greater all the time under the leadership of the presidency of Donald J. Trump and his policies. They are working. Just slip that in there. Who is it? Who's my boy? My boy was saying, talk about Trump. David. I won't say your last name. David. Looks like, are you wearing a communist bandana? Communist bandana on your head? We talk about your blank president. Maybe. All right, I'm not gonna bust on you, David. I'm glad you were here for the video. I hope you are a subscriber. I hope you stay with us. And listen, everybody, celebrate safely for New Year's is what I want to say. But you have an idea of some of these different choices if you're in Poland or if you have access to these particular beverages. And whether, you know, when you have a chance, definitely give it a try. Give it a try. Find out which one you like or which one you prefer. They're all decent. I mean, the biały, like if you're eating some, say, spicy food, some Thai food, some, I don't know, some spicy Chinese food, the biały would probably be pretty good because it's not going to overpower the palate, and it's going to help cleanse the palate and maybe help cool you down a little bit, right? And that's what I think a lot of times some of the lighter beverages, alcoholic beverages, like even the white wines, are really good for when you have really spicy foods. You don't want the wine to overpower the taste of the food, right? If you're just, you know, you guys heard of the Berliner Weiss? The Berliner Weiss was wheat beer with raspberry sauce in it. That I guess was made popular in Berlin, Germany, but in Poland, a lot of women will drink the standard beer with malina, which is raspberry sauce. Okay, it sweetens it up, and I guess it turns it into a little bit of a girly drink. So what does that say about the Germans drinking a girly drink? The Berliner Weiss, I guess, it was a wheat beer. It was a wheat beer with raspberry sauce. So that kind of makes sense because you can I can taste that now with the wheat beer, the wheat and the raspberry, because you have a little bit of a sweetness, a little bit of sour from the wheat beer, and the sweetness of the raspberry. Actually, I can already like mentally process that. That definitely would be a good combination because you have a little bit of a sweet and sour from the wheat beer itself. Now, the American Pale is just really punches you in the face. It just punches you in the face with the hops. And if you feel that hops, and when it's cold, ice cold, not frozen, but really cold. I really appreciate the APA. It's really a good brew. Now the dark beer, I mean, you could almost drink this at room temperature, but although you would probably prefer to drink it at a cooler temperature, because it is kind of a heavy beer, and it is the most intense in terms of alcohol, 9.5%, and usually it's a little bit more expensive per bottle than the other ones. And it's heavier. I'm gonna have to guess it probably has more calories. I'm not gonna look on the I'll try to look on the label. Probably has more calories because it has more of this thing that makes it dark. And assuming that it's all natural, look at that. For 100 milliliters, it's 79 calories, 79 kcals, which Americans would call calories. 79 kcals. This is 500, so almost 8. 5 times 8 is 400. So this one bottle is 400 calories. That one bottle is 400 calories at least. The APA. What do we got here? Talk to me. Come on, show me some calories. The APA is like half that. It's only 45 kcals. So 5 times 4 is 200. A little bit more than 200. But roughly half the calories. Yeah, this is 80, almost 80, 79, and this is 45. So, okay, it's almost half. 8 times 5 is 400. This is 400 calories. This is a little bit more than 200 calories. The American wheat beer, it's showing 44 calories. So it's roughly the same as the APA. And the Biawi, I'm going to assume it's got to be less. The Biawi is, according to this, where we got the, come on, show me the calories. Show me 43. It's not that much less. It is a lighter beer. 43 versus 44 versus 45. You're saving 2 calories per 100 milliliters. So it is less calories. So you could call it a light beer. The Biawi, brewed since 2014, but it's definitely not a light beer. Okay, it's not. Well, compared to the porter, it is, right? It's definitely half. Again, almost half the calories per 100 milliliters as the porter. All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your attention to the details. I really appreciate it. Again, really, I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas. I mean, a Happy New Year. I'm already a little getting drunk, man. I'm already getting drunk off this shit. Look at that. I've drunken probably the equivalent of a bottle and a half. Okay? Well, not quite. Maybe one bottle, because there's still some stuff in the glasses, as we can see from the glass cam. The glass cam, not to be confused for the ass cam. All right. So, really, I just wanted to thank you again. Final thing. I'm making this longer than it has to be. Have a Happy New Year. Be safe out there. I think tomorrow I'll probably come back to you with some champagne evaluations. Poland makes its own champagne. I'm reading the label. It's made in Poland as far as I can tell, but they have a Russian label on it. That doesn't make any sense to me. We're going to evaluate that. It's cheap champagne in terms of the cost, but in the last time I had it, it was delicious. It was sweet. It was cheap. It was bubbly, white, champagne. And I also bought a bottle from Georgia, not the state, from the country of Georgia, former Soviet Republic of Georgia. And I'll probably do a review on those two maybe tomorrow. All right? Because I'm not working tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday. All right, everybody. Have a great weekend, but I'll hopefully see you soon. Remember to always make it happen for the captain. Whether you prefer Biawi, American wheat, APA, or Porter, because you're the captain. Alright? Make it happen for the captain. You're the captain.
I'm not tired of winning, my friends. Let's make America great again. I'm not tired of winning, my friends. Let's make America great again. I'm not tired of winning, my friends. Let's make America great again. I'm not tired of winning, my friends. Let's make America great again. I'm not tired of winning, my friends. Let's make America great again. I'm not tired of winning, my friends. Let's make